Hi there friends, I apologize in advance for getting started on this video without you, but today we are taking a look at the KA24E single overhead cam in this Nissan D21 hardbody. This is a 1994, and what we're going to be doing is replacing the EGR. We believe that the EGR is clogged. It has kind of a rough idle, but only at idle. It's not skipping anything at RPM, no power loss, nothing like that, and it drives completely fine. So we're going to go ahead and replace the EGR and maybe the cold start injector, and we'll do some other things down the road, but for now we're going to go ahead and I'll show you where that's located, how to pull it out, and some of the challenges that are going to come from this, so stick around. Okay, turning the camera around, the only thing that I have done so far is you can see these posts on the throttle body as I have removed the air box that goes to that ducting right there. The EGR is, if I can show you here, it is right there, right at the tip of my finger there. That is the EGR. So some of this piping is going to have to be moved out of the way in order to get to it. And then I will show you just a sec here how we're going to do that. And there are two, kind of hard to see, but I believe that they are two 12 millimeter nuts that are going to have to come off. So that will remove the EGR from the mounted portion, and then there are two bars that connect the EGR for emissions to be circulated through. And one of those, which I know I had trouble with before already, is that bar right there at the end of my fingertip. You can see it wraps around the back of the engine, and that is the one that goes into the exhaust. So we're going to go ahead and get that all separated, and I will show you which parts we need to move out of the way in order to get full access. And for anybody wondering about the EGR part number in question, this is a standard part, and the part number is right there, EGV440. This is going to be the one for the KA24E, for sure the single overhead cams, and possibly the dual overhead cams that you get in the 240s. This will work in obviously the D21s and in the Pathfinders, the WD21s. So we're going to go ahead and I'll pull this out of the box for you so you can see it. Hopefully I can do it with one hand without destroying the box. Sometimes easier said than done. And here we go. Those two ringlets there are going to be going to where the 12 millimeter cross bolts go through it. And then there's one of the ports, and there's the other, and then there's going to be one vacuum line coming off the diaphragm. So we're going to go ahead and get everything unscrewed and then put it back in, and then it does come with a new gasket, which is good. Don't have to go and source one. So yeah, there's your part number. Let's see, should I hold it up there for the thumbnail picture? I think that's probably, yeah, that's a good thumbnail picture right there. Okay, I'll see you guys back in a sec. Alrighty there, folks. So I was able to get that EGR out. What we ended up doing is taking that bracket off, pulling the upper diaphragm out, and then this nut back here that goes over to the exhaust side is way bigger than a 27 mil, which is the largest wrench that I have. So I ended up using this open crescent and just slowly working it off. It's in kind of a bad spot. And we did break one hose getting it out. Lucky for us, it is the small hose that connects the EGR to the upper diaphragm, and that is this hard line that wraps around right here. This hose broke. That goes, the way that they sit in there is this sits like this, and that hose goes to this spot on the upper diaphragm, so they sit like that. So we can replace this small hose. We're going to get this hard line off and migrate it over to the new EGR, and then we will have everything put back in place. So we will check in with you guys in just a little bit. Okay folks, so we were able to repurpose a little bit of hose. This is how that hard line looks on the new diaphragm EGR, and then this upper diaphragm sits like that. So obviously we have a little extra hose, but too much will not hurt. We're going to go ahead and get this installed with the new gasket. Goes right there up against that mating surface, and then we're going to run those bolts back through. They were 12 millimeter on both sides, so be sure when you're, it's very hard to see this back portion when you are taking them off on the front. So go ahead and put a wrench on one side and then a wrench on the other and break them all free. So we're going to get this back into position, get it all bolted up, and then we're going to go for a drive. All right, friends, there you have it, all put back nice and neat. I'm not gonna lie, this is a bear of a project. It's not all that many moving parts and it's all vacuum oriented, but getting that crossbar on the back, see if I can give you a view of it, it's kind of hard to see, but getting that bar that goes over here on the back side of the exhaust manifold there, where it wraps around and connects to the EGR on the backside, that is a very difficult bolt to get. It's one of those pass-throughs. So what you're going to want to do is get that one screwed on before you try and put the EGR back on and put the gasket in place. It is way easier to do it in that order of operations as opposed to trying to put the EGR back on and then trying to finesse that that nut back on over the threading. So we did get everything put back in place. I'm going to put the air box back on. We did put a new filter in it recently, and we're going to check a couple of other things, and then we're going to go for a drive. I think our next video is going to be teaching my roommate how to drive a manual. So we're going to get this thing up and running and on the road. And if you are looking at our ghetto oil catch, try not to think about it too much. We sure don't. So anyways, thanks for sticking around. I will throw the part number down in the description below if anybody is interested, and we will catch you in the next one. Take it easy. Cheers, folks. Running like a top. Sounds great, warming up. This is the first time that she's been started in probably a month. But with that EGR replaced, I'm seeing no check engine light. Everything looks good. It's about 28 degrees right now, so we're gonna drive around a little bit and make sure everything sounds good, and we'll just go from there. I know a lot of you have been requesting these D21 videos. I know I kind of fell off for making them for a little while as I've been working on the T100. So it's good to get back at it, good to get some of the stuff done that needs to get done. I know that my roommate has some big plans for this thing, including bumpers and other suspension type items. So good to see that we're still getting our use out of it and still loving this truck. It's a very fun little rig, and having the short wheelbase makes it easy to turn in and out of lots of places. So we're real happy to have it. So anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. I promise I'm not drunk, I'm just tired. Anyways, have a good one. I'll catch you guys in the next one.